Alright guys, welcome back to Built from the Bottom, and today, you can see in the title, we're going to pick up another street bike, but I just got done putting a new caliper on that truck, so let's change. Damn! Am I a YouTuber now, dude? Is that a good edit? Let's get on the road. Alright, so we got the Daytona 675 here. I didn't really know what the vibes were gonna be inside of like, you know, pulling up in the neighborhood. And this is kind of like the vibes I was feeling when I was pulling up in the neighborhood. So this thing, we're like a couple miles away from where I just picked this bike up. This thing's right here on the side of the road. And check this thing out. I don't know if anyone's in this or whatnot, but it's been here for a while, and this is the type of city this thing's just been chilling here. But we got this bike. I'm pretty excited about it. I think I just saved this bike from wherever I just got it from. And yeah, check it out. I'll probably pull over like a gas station on the other side of the road. It's pretty loud right here. We're at the big diesel pumps right here, and watch how quick this thing fills my truck up. My truck is on like a quarter tank right now. Let's watch this thing crank. Right here, this is the Daytona 675. You can tell this thing's been sitting there for quite some time with all the dust on it. No one's really touched it. It does have some nice Pilot 3 tires on it that aren't dry rotted. The radiator looks good. There's a little bit of corrosion on the case, but you can see this bike doesn't look like it's been dropped. There's a crack here in the rear, which I know what this is from. So the case covers look fine. They look mint, unless this one was replaced. But what I'm assuming, with the way this is cracked, is right here. The guy wheelied it, and he went too far back. But that was definitely from a wheelie. There's no way you scratch the bike like that without it being a wheelie. Oh crap, this thing's at 40 bucks already. It's been 1 minute. Oh, it didn't overflow. Right there, 1 minute, full tank of gas. Let's get back on the road. Alright guys, it's the next day right here, and we're about to unload the Daytona, and hopefully we can get started. Alright guys, so just unload that thing. I've mastered unloading bikes out of the back of this truck. So I talked a lot of smack about this thing. I don't know if you remember in like the Atlanta video where I went and picked up the 2 bikes from Copart. Had to spend $40 on this. But I'll tell you, those ratchet straps are still mint, and I would have went through like 3 sets of ratchet straps in the time I've kept that. So it's worked out pretty nice. But here's the bike. It's really, really dirty. I don't even want to clean this before we get inside. I figured we might as well just try to get this start, because I'm planning on swapping over the fairings and making this bike look completely different. So this bike, I only paid, I'm just gonna tell you guys what I paid for it. I paid $700 for this bike. It's a Daytona 675. Hopefully the person that ends up buying this bike, once I'm done with it, doesn't see this video. But just this Two Brothers exhaust on it, I could list that Two Brothers exhaust on eBay for, I think, $450 and sell it. And this bike has all the plastics for it, all the hardware and everything. And the way I get these good deals is like, you know, you gotta find like unique situations. This thing was out in the middle of nowhere. The guy didn't have the title for it, so he did a nice bill of sale, took photos of the IDs, and he'll send me the title. And it's a Texas title. He had payments on this thing. So as long as I get that title, this bike will end up being a pretty big dub for me, because it's like a $5,000 bike once I'm done with it. And I expect not to spend more than $500 on this thing. So I'll be $1,200 total into this bike, and yeah, it's gonna look sick. This is gonna be the coolest Daytona on YouTube right now. right now. Let's get inside. I need to get a battery for it, see if we can start it up. So this is what I'm assuming here. I'm assuming they couldn't find the key right here to unlock it, to start it. So they started cutting out this battery tray to like put a new battery in it to get it started or something. Or maybe this got stuck. I don't know, but I'm probably gonna have to buy a whole new undertail because you got the exhaust coming by right here and the battery sits in. And I don't think that's very safe to have the battery there. This is just the battery out of the
not safe at all.
It's not priming now.
Wait a second. Oh.
A fuel issue. I guarantee you if we blow on the tank and give it some pressure. So get
Really? Like, are you joking? I don't know. I've never done that.
Yeah, you know, like put your lips around this thing, start blowing on it, give it a little bit of PSI.
Yeah, let's see you do that.
We're gonna pull up the tank, see if we're getting electric to the fuel line or to the electric fuel pump. Just test it real quick. If it's getting electric to that, then I'm just gonna plug it back in, pull the fuel line off, see if it primes at all, and if it doesn't, it just needs a new fuel pump. It should be pretty simple. All right, so I got the tank up right here. Unhook this fuel line. It wasn't even hooked on all the way in the first place, and this is what's happening when we're turning the key on. That should squirt out. So they won't always be pumping fuel if there's enough pressure in the system, but right now it's not pumping anything and there's no pressure in the system. So I'm just gonna see if we're getting electric to the fuel pump, which I don't think we are. And if we're not getting electric to that, it's most likely just a relay. Dude, if it's the, no way it's
no,
that.
it's brown to brown, white to white.
No, I'm saying,
oh,
like, there's
never
no
mind.
way that's like that.
Never mind, yeah.
Like I just doubt it.
They can't, like they're shaped to actually fit in.
Let's see.
Oh!
Oh, she's a squirter. I bet you this bike starts right up. I bet you this bike starts
It didn't do that before.
So, but I wonder what this is to right here on why it's double hooked like that. But let's just plug it in. Let's see if we get a little startup. The wires were plugged properly, but what I did was I bypassed the sub harness that goes to a relay for the fuel pump, and I directly plugged it into the fuel tank. So that's why it started priming. I figured this out later into looking up more on what those wires were for. So I ended up just needing a new relay for this bike, and that's why it was not priming.
Money.
Runs like a champ.
Ooh. Needs a little bit of cleaning.
Dude, the gas is so old now.
Yeah.
So I just got fresh fuel inside the tank of this bike. I switched over the relay from one of these front ones. I ordered a new relay, but I took the one out from here, put it here in the fuel pump area because I situated all the wiring in there and got all that good to go. And what I'm gonna do next is take this bike outside. It's very, very dirty. I don't know if you guys can see here from just sitting outside for a long time. So I'm gonna really get down and start detailing it. I didn't want to put the side plastics on it until I cleaned everything in these areas and got it looking mint. But I decided what I'm gonna do for the look on this bike. So the Drift Battle 3 Daytona 675 is what I'm gonna be mocking here. See how they did it neon green? I already set in an order for the fairing kit for that. So we're gonna be doing that on this bike, which I think will make this thing look crazy. RK Motorsports did a similar look on his bike, but I'm gonna make this one look a little bit better by painting the tank neon green too. So let's get it outside and start cleaning it up and getting it looking mint. So I just spent pretty much as much time cleaning the bike as I did on these belly fairings. Even though I'm gonna put new fairings on the bike, I wanna clean them all up because they're OEM, and I'm just gonna put them in the box and then give them to whoever buys the bike, and he'll have the OEM set with it. Let's give this thing a little startup out here. Dang, this thing looks so good for me not putting any money into it yet, but I'm gonna change the whole look of this bike because I'm not too big a fan of the silver, and I couldn't find an OEM rear piece for it since this piece is broken. So we're just gonna swap everything over. I'm gonna spend about another $500 on this bike, so we'll be $1,200 total into it, and it's gonna look crazy. But look at this. It really doesn't look too bad, and it starts up, runs. You can ride it. Needs a new front tire. That's gonna be it for this video. I'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.